So when it comes to empaths, we can all agree that empaths are known to be emotional punching bags. That's the reason because the empaths, they endure long periods of pain, suffering, and torture from the people around them. Could be parents, could be their partners, could be their workplaces or things like that. Empaths endure a lot of pain, and sometimes that pain turns into an addiction. So the empaths, they're also people who get addicted to pain. But there comes a time when actually God wants you to get out of that situation. It's like you cannot almost see it because you're an empath. You're just there trying to struggle and fix a certain situation. But at some point, God is like, no, that is it. You have had enough. And it's really time for you to move. And in this video, I'm going to let you guys know the signs that you will see when actually God wants you to move or to relocate out of that vicinity and get out of there. Good morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is nikymus, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-growth. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share the video with friends, and even subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. So when it comes to empaths, those are the people who are able to read the energy around them. Empaths are also known to absorb other people's emotions, especially people who are going through pain. If the person is suffering, the empaths will feel that pain. If they're in a happy mood, the empaths will also feel that joy within them. But again, because of this, you find a lot of them around the world who are actually engaging in very, very terrible situations, different circumstances, and those circumstances, they force those empaths to endure very long periods of pain. So this may be in a case whereby an empath is in a relationship with someone else. It could be a narcissist, a toxic, whatever, toxic relationship. It could be an empath who is involved in a toxic relationship or even a friendship. Now you will do everything you want, everything you can to save that situation. You will do everything you want to stay. You will do everything you can to stay in that partnership, in that friendship, in that situationship. The empaths are not people who just give out all of a sudden. They will usually do their best to make sure that they overturn that situation. But you see, along the lines, you will notice that empaths also get very addicted to pain. So if you're living with toxic people, those people will continuously punish you. You'll go through a lot of torture. They will humiliate you, and they will do all sorts of things that they want to you. And most of the times, as an empath, you will always stay there and wait. So the empaths, they're also people who can wait. They can wait for long periods of time. Sometimes there is known empaths who stay in very toxic situations, relationships. The empaths can go on even until 20, even sometimes 25 years. Some empaths, if they're not careful and they don't get that moment of awakening, they may even sometimes spend in those situations the rest of their lives. But you see, as a person who has destiny and as a person who has purpose, there will always come a time when you know that enough is enough. You may not necessarily know which ways the ways for you to live. You may not necessarily know the ways for you to leave that situation, but you will sometimes feel that thing in your gut that is telling you enough is enough. So most of the times, your intuition is speaking to you that, okay, so whatever the situation has been, whoever you've been involved with, it is time for you to detach and to get out there and carry on with your life to find your purpose. It's happened along my journey, ladies and gentlemen. So 7 years of narcissistic abuse. It was a very long period of endurance. Pain, torture, suffering, of course. It was a very long period of endurance, and I did not know when that thing is going to stop. So I kept on enduring. I kept on saving the situation. I kept on doing each and everything in my power to make sure that the situation would get better and would live in peace. But ladies and gentlemen, for 7 years, I was waiting in vain. Each and every single day that came by, the thing happened again and again. It kept on happening in circles until I knew that actually this thing, if I don't leave this situation, is going to actually even take my life. So we can all agree that most of the times when you're involved with this kind of toxic situations, there will come a time whereby that thing starts to take a toll on you, health-wise, mentally, financially, and each and every single way. And that's when you're going to know that you're actually getting destroyed. And when you don't get out of that situation, it is actually going to take your own life. So sometimes God is going to use your own partners. On my video, we continuously talk about narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths, and all these kind of toxic individuals. So sometimes God will use those particular individuals, the individuals that are with you, to make a situation known to you that you have got to leave. It is time for you to go. So what is going to happen in that situation is that those individuals, they are continuously going to punish you. It is going to look as if each and every single day that goes by, you are going through some kind of a punishment. You don't know what you've done. Of course, eventually, you don't know what you've done. The only thing you think you have done is helping somebody, being there for somebody. But the other person that you're with, they're actually torturing you on a very deep level, psychologically, mentally, financially, and in each and every single way. So most of the times, God is going to use those particular individuals that are with you. It can be a relationship. In this case, I'm talking about a situationship or a relationship, but it can also be a friendship. You may be with a toxic individual. That individual is not for your highest good. And God somehow knows, because God is a God that sees that can see the unseen, the things that are beyond our control. So sometimes God is going to use those particular individuals to give you a sign. They will punish you. They will torture you. They will do each and everything to cause you a lot of pain, maximum amount of pain, until you have got that feeling that it is time for you to love yourself more enough, that now you're able to extract yourself out of those situations. And that is exactly when you know, if you ever see a situation whereby you're now starting to worry about your life, you're starting to worry about your health. I remember those days I used to have problems with my teeth, my gums, my stomach, my skin, migraines and everything. So when you're dealing with a toxic individual, God is going to use those particular individuals. It is not going to be somebody from the outside. He's going to use those particular individuals in your bed, in your friend circles. Those individuals are going to continuously punish you until you have that ability to think and love yourself. You know that, okay, so I have to love myself. Because if you don't love yourself much enough, they're going to take you down the lines, and you are going to go down with them. So you can now love yourself enough to be able to get out of there. So it is a sign. When you're going through maximum torture, you understand that you cannot take any more of that. You have already been taking it before, but it's a point. You have reached a point whereby you cannot take any more of this. It is enough. That is a sign from the universe. It's a sign from God that it's time for you to move. And that's why you see now a lot of these discards are going to happen if you're dealing with toxic people. You start arranging your exit, planning your exit, of course, eventually slow down. Eventually, you're going to start arranging your exit to get out of those circumstances. And it is God that actually is moving you to a different destination, to a different location, because God knows what is good for you. God knows your purpose, and there's so many big things ahead of you. So it is going to be through punishment, through torture, through humiliation. Those are the signs that actually God wants you to go and move away from those vicinities. Second signs that I know of that actually God wants you to relocate or to move to a new destination. It can be, you may not necessarily have been in a difficult or a toxic relationship or whatever it is, a situationship. So there will happen a time when all of a sudden you start getting random calls from somebody who lives afar. It can be somebody who lives in a different country. It can be somebody who lives in the next town, in a different city, in a different district. So you are going to start getting random calls all of a sudden. These may be people you know. Sometimes it may be people you've heard about or people that you know. All of a sudden they're going to start calling you. Oh, you know what? How are you? We haven't talked for years and the things like that. But you know what? I'm living in this town. So that's where you're going to start getting conversations. And for somehow the universe is directing those individuals to call you, because it is possible that actually God is speaking through, because we already know that the universe speaks through people. The universe sends to us messages through people we know, or even sometimes people that we do not know. So sometimes you will see a situation whereby you are getting calls, you're getting invitations to go to the destination that you've never been before. A friend of yours will call you. I remember I used to live in a different town back in the days. I used to live in a town far away. And then all of a sudden, those days, I was having that instinct, of course. I had the gut that I should move, but I wasn't sure that it was the time for me to move. You know what I mean? But all of a sudden, these calls started coming in. So during those calls, I started getting information. Oh, how is that town? How is that place? What are the rents? What are the prices of the houses there? How is the transport and everything? So I started getting little hints of information about those areas. And then for me comparing those areas, that new area, to the place that I was living before, I noticed that actually that area it had got a much more easier way of living, regarding rent, regarding prices of homes, the costs of the homes and everything, regarding the transportation and regarding the environment as well, and also as well regarding the space. So that's when I started to compare the place that I was and that place, and that's when I made a decision. That was like 7 years ago. I was like, okay, so now I'm going to finally move to that destination. So I made a choice that I was going to move to that destination, because sometimes you are in environments that are not serving you, and most of the times you cannot even see it. It could be people next to you. Those people, they have a very dense energy, a very negative energy, and most of the times it is even sometimes stunting your own growth and your own development, and it's like you cannot even move to the next level. So all of a sudden, at some point, God will know that those situations are not good for you. So what God is going to do now? God is going to use people from a distance. Those people are going to start attracting you, even sometimes encouraging you, motivating you to move away from the places that you are to a different destination. Because again, it could be that destination that is going to move you to the next level. You might go to that destination, you meet somebody else, you might meet somebody new. It could be a new friend. You might even sometime in that destination go there and meet a new job. Even it could even be something as simple as your dream job. But the place that you are, you're struggling with a job, and that job, you don't even like that job, but at some point, God is going to start using people to encourage you, to motivate you to move to that different city where you might even find sometimes your dream partner or sometimes your dream job waiting for you, and the life that you've always wanted to live, the place that you're going to find the comfort that you've always been looking for. It could be even sometimes a workplace. So sometimes you may be in a work environment, and then all of a sudden you see all the other workmates have all of a sudden gotten a raise. There could be hundreds of them in a company, and all of a sudden they have all gotten a raise. But for some reason, it is actually you that hasn't gotten the raise. They've been given promotions. They've been given promotions. They've been given a raise. They've been given better positions in the company, but it's only you that has been left behind. Most of the time, this is the sign, because now God is showing you that this place that you've been involved with, you've worked for them for a very long period of time. You could have worked with them for 10 years, 20 years, I don't know, whatever. We know some people who even sacrifice their whole life working for a certain company, and they actually never live their own life the way they want it. So sometimes you may be in a work environment that is not serving you, and you don't even know it. And the only thing they're doing is they're using you. You work from morning to night, you work overtime, you give it your all. But at the end of the day, they're giving other people promotions, people are getting raises, and salary, income raises and everything, and it's only you that is left behind. It is a very clear sign from God that that job that you're doing is not a job meant for you, and normally you're supposed to start looking elsewhere and jump out of that box and continue to go find. It could be your dream job, or even sometime it could be going on to start your own business or something like that. So when you see these circumstances, chosen ones, empaths out there, and God is making you uncomfortable in your current situation that you are, God is making all of a sudden you're seeing bills popping out all of a sudden from everywhere. There are bills coming. Sometimes bills are coming in your name. You have nothing to do with them. Your name is popping up in different places. You start to become uncomfortable. It's like everything is starting to become it's starting to be against you. You're starting to get a lot of resistance from each and every corner in the place that you are. It is a very big sign, chosen ones, empaths, that it's time for you to move. And those are the signs from the universe, from God, that God is actually trying to move you to the next level. It is up to you to follow your intuition and to feel what is in your gut. What are you feeling in your gut? What is your gut telling you? Discomfort is a very big sign of movement. Discomfort, because the gut will tell you, the gut will start making you doubt certain situations, certain people, certain circumstances, jobs, relationships, places, things, partners, and things like that. Your gut is going to tell you that that particular person you're with, they could be evil, they could be toxic, they may not even sometimes have your best interest at heart. And most of the times they're even starting your growth and you don't even know it. Those are the signs that are going to come to you. You are going to start feeling very, very uncomfortable. You may lose your car, your car may break down. You may find yourself that at your job you're having problems. Your partner is torturing you, they're destroying you, they're doing all these kind of things. You're even starting to become physically ill. It is a sign from the universe for you to get out of your comfort zone. You see, at the end of the day, we all know that change is inevitable, but at the same time, change is very painful. So when you're starting to make moves to get out of your comfort zone, it is also going to become obvious that you're going to always become uncomfortable. So the beginning of the stages is going to become uncomfortable. Whichever change I've endured, I've done in my life, I've encountered in my life, I can guarantee that in the beginning it was always hard. But at the same time, It is going to require you adaptability. So you're going to now adapt to new situations, new environments, new people, new homes, new partners, new relationships, new friends. And as time goes on, you're going to get used to the situation, and you're going to notice that actually that situation is much more better than the situation that you was before. So don't ignore the signs from the universe, chosen ones. Don't ignore the signs from the universe. God is making you uncomfortable for a reason. It is time for you to go, and the time is now. So guys, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. As you can see, it's a very lovely day in the nature. Sun is out, and I cannot complain much. Let's know what you think about this. Leave us a comment. You can always book a session with me, chosen ones. We can talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. We can talk about spirituality. We can talk about self-development and growth. Especially for the most of you guys who are trying to find your journey, to find your purpose, and to find more meaning in life. Get to me. My email is in the description below. All my PayPal and Cashapp, they're all in the description below. Get to me, and until then, it's been lovely to have you guys on board. Much love and blessings. Nikymus signing out, and peace.